This was the first scramble, this was a 0.85. On this scramble there's quite a lot of options. As you can see, you have this bar here, but that does not lead to very good cases. It leads to this, and so it's in general not very good. Then I had a brief look at this yellow thing, but there's not really a lot I can do. And then what I saw was on white, there was 3 moves into EG1, and you can actually cancel into it, and it's my favorite EG1 case. So the full solution ended up being R2 U2 R2 F prime R F R prime F prime R U prime, and that's pretty good. But the OO is actually very similar, but a little bit different, which would be to, if I scramble correctly, so it would be to actually do the EG1 LS here, which instead of doing R2U R prime would be doing FR into this LS case, and this is a very nice LS case which cancels into Nicholas, so the full solution would be FR2U to R prime, FR prime F prime R U prime, and that's very nice to execute and also move optimal. This was a second scramble, this was a 1.38. On this scramble there is, again, quite a couple of bars, and one thing I saw is on yellow you can do RU to RU R prime and get this case, and you can cancel a lot of moves. So what I ended up doing was from here, F U2 R prime U2 R prime U R2 U, and that's actually move optimal, but I sort of messed it up because it's, you know, it's a bit weird to execute. One thing I did see is that you could do the same solution and execute it from a different angle, and it would be definitely a bit better, which would be from here, do U, B2, R prime, U2, R prime, F, R2, B, which could be OO. However, I found a different solution that I think is a bit better, which would be from here, on red, you can do this into EG2, but you can cancel a lot of moves, so the full solution could be U, R prime, U, R prime, U2, F2, R2, U, which I think is just a lot better and a lot safer. And all 3 of the solutions I showed are the 8 move optimal. This was the third scramble, this was a 0.86. On this scramble, I saw 2 things. I saw this pre-made CBL, which I used to know, but I had a hard time remembering it. And then I saw this pre-made EG1LS. And for the longest time in inspection, I thought that I had to do this, but I wasn't sure, which is why I kept looking at it and actually started tracking moves. And then I realized it was not that, so that's why I already put my hands on the timer, and I sort of didn't do something I should have done, but I mean, I found out that it was not the right solution. So what I ended up doing was doing just the EG1LS, which is just a cancellation into CLL, which is U2 R2 U R2, and then cancel into this. So the full solution would be U2 R2 U R prime U R U prime R prime F R prime F prime U prime. For this solution, this was actually the first time that I found a solution on 2x2.com where there was a proposed OO, and I actually don't really like it that much. So it would be doing a Z2 from here, and then on blue, doing like something weird, so U prime F prime R prime F2 into this EG1LS, and then doing U prime R2 U R U2 R2, which I think is definitely worse than the solution I had. But then I also found a better solution, which would actually be doing the CBL that I missed. I just forgot the solution. So it would, from here would be a Z2, and then do F2R, and then force this LS case. So the full solution would be F2RU, F prime RU, R2, F2 RU2, which is also move optimal. This was the fourth scramble. This was a 0.88, and there's two obvious things, but I mean the first thing I checked, I was already like rather convinced that I was not gonna find anything better. So on green, there's a pre-made EG1 LS, which is RU prime R prime into this T case, and actually it's like in a very nice position because the way I do this EG1 LS is just do F prime into the TCL. So the full solution I did was F prime U2, RU R prime U prime, RU R prime U prime, and I think this is probably like this is. The optimal is 9 moves, and the solution I did is 10 moves, and it's already pretty good. I did check for some other angles, like doing U prime F2. No, excuse me. Not that. Yes, from here F prime R2, and then and also what was it? It's a bit hard to see through the viewfinder. I think those are the two main things I checked, like some other angles for the same solution, and I wasn't really liking it, so I just think, yeah, that this is 00. I think like the 0.88 also could be done a lot faster. This was a fifth scramble, this was a 0.95, and on this scramble there is a 2x1x1 bar pre-made. And the first thing I saw immediately was that there's a one move to TG1, and so in TG1 these two corners are swapped and there's a diagonal swap on the top, so I knew it was a 2-gen case straight away. And then I saw that it was this pinwheel case, which actually starts with an R, so it also canceled a move. So the solution, the optimal solution is 7 moves, and my solution was the only optimal 7 mover. My turning was not that great because, I don't know, I just wanted to get a good average, get the sub 1 average locked in. So the full solution from here is just U to RU prime, RU to RU. I did try to check some different angles for the same solution, but I don't think I found anything that was necessarily better. So like I checked here, F2R, U, and then yeah, like stuff like that just was definitely not better. So I think my solution is 00.